By the mid-1790s, Washington, D.C. was barely more than a collection of wooden structures and muddy streets, a city struggling to grow into the capital of a nation still finding its identity. Yet, beneath the surface of this young metropolis, extraordinary and little-known events were shaping the future. One of the most astonishing secrets involved the very foundation of the capital itself. Archaeologists and historians later uncovered that during construction, workers discovered an underground cavern system, remnants of ancient rock formations, and traces of human activity dating back hundreds of years. Some of these caverns were used by early settlers as hidden shelters during conflicts with native tribes. Legend has it that builders found artifacts, handmade tools, clay pottery, and even engraved stones that hinted at an advanced understanding of astronomy and engineering among these early inhabitants. Though much of this history was quietly buried beneath layers of concrete and masonry, it influenced the very way the capital's foundation was laid, a silent testament to the ingenuity of those who came before. Meanwhile, the political stage was heating up. The young republic faced fierce debates over the limits of executive power, taxation, and foreign alliances. Alexander Hamilton's vision of a strong federal government clashed with Thomas Jefferson's belief in agrarian democracy. These arguments, often framed as abstract political theory, had real-life consequences for ordinary citizens. Farmers in Pennsylvania and New York feared federal overreach, while merchants in Boston and Philadelphia sought protection for trade and industry. Every compromise made, or ignored, sent ripples through society, shaping the freedoms and responsibilities Americans enjoy today. In the midst of this, espionage quietly thrived. A network of spies, informants, and secret messengers operated across the colonies, passing information that could determine the outcome of wars, trade disputes, and even presidential elections. One notable figure, known only as Agent 355, was part of the Culper spy ring during the Revolutionary War. Her identity remained a mystery for centuries, but records suggest she risked her life delivering intelligence that saved countless lives and may have influenced the eventual surrender of British forces at key locations. The courage of individuals like her reminds us that history's most astonishing stories are often hidden in plain sight. At the same time, technological innovation continued to shape daily life. Eli Whitney's cotton gin, introduced in 1793, revolutionized agriculture in ways that had both positive and catastrophic effects. While it boosted the economy and industrial growth, it also entrenched slavery in the southern United States, a cruel irony that would haunt the nation for decades. The story of Whitney's invention is not just about machines, it's about unintended consequences, human ambition, and the intricate web of cause and effect that defines history. Even in ordinary households, astonishing feats occurred. Families experimented with printing presses, homemade telescopes, and early medical remedies. A young girl in Boston, only 12 years old, reportedly cured an outbreak of smallpox in her neighborhood using a combination of herbal treatments and meticulous record-keeping, demonstrating the untold power of observation and persistence in shaping public health long before modern science took hold. Through it all, the young United States was a place of contradictions, fragile yet resilient, ordinary yet extraordinary, a nation built not only by its leaders, but by countless individuals whose courage, creativity, and daring shaped the future in ways history books barely acknowledge. These hidden stories, layered with astonishing facts and unexpected heroism, would define the true spirit of America for generations to come. In the summer of 1814, a moment unfolded that nearly erased the fragile identity of the United States forever. The nation, still young and unsteady, found itself once again at war with the British Empire. Tensions had been building for years. Trade restrictions, impressment of American sailors, and unresolved resentment from the Revolutionary War all led to what would become known as the War of 1812. But nothing could have prepared the people for what was about to happen in Washington. As British forces marched toward the capital, panic spread through the city. Government officials scrambled to secure documents, valuables, and anything that could preserve the nation's history. Among them was First Lady Dolley Madison, whose actions would become one of the most astonishing yet often overlooked stories of American courage. With little time to spare, she ordered the rescuing of priceless items from the president's house, including a full-length portrait of George Washington. According to eyewitness accounts, the frame was too large to move, so it had to be broken apart on the spot. The canvas was carefully removed and carried away just hours before British troops arrived. That night, flames consumed Washington. The Capitol, the President's house, and several government buildings were set ablaze, their destruction lighting up the sky for miles. For a moment, it seemed as if the American experiment had failed, that the young nation would crumble under the weight of a second defeat by its former ruler. Yet, in a twist almost too extraordinary to believe, nature itself intervened. The following day, a violent storm swept through the city. Some accounts describe it as a hurricane, though historians still debate its exact nature. Tornado-like winds tore through British camps, scattering troops and extinguishing many of the fires they had set. Cannons were overturned, soldiers were injured, and chaos replaced what had seemed like certain victory. Within days, British forces withdrew, leaving behind a city in ruins, but a nation still standing. This event, dramatic as it was, became a turning point. Americans, shaken but unbroken, began to see themselves not just as former colonies, but as a resilient people, capable of surviving even the most devastating blows. The rebuilding of Washington became symbolic, a physical and emotional reconstruction of national identity. Brick by brick, the Capitol rose again. The president's house was restored, and with each hammer strike, a stronger sense of unity took hold. But the war's impact stretched far beyond the Capitol. In Baltimore, just weeks later, another remarkable moment unfolded. As British ships bombarded Fort McHenry through the night, a young lawyer named Francis Scott Key watched anxiously from a nearby vessel. When dawn broke, he saw the American flag still flying over the fort, a sight that moved him deeply. He began writing words that would later become the Star-Spangled Banner, capturing a moment of hope in the face of overwhelming odds. Meanwhile, across the expanding frontier, settlers continued pushing westward, unaware that their actions were reshaping the continent in ways that would bring both opportunity and conflict. Native American tribes, caught in the path of expansion, faced increasing pressure, leading to alliances, resistance, and tragic consequences that would define the next chapter of American history. The fire of 1814 did more than destroy buildings. It forged a stronger national spirit. It proved that even when everything seemed lost, resilience, courage, and a bit of unexpected fortune could alter the course of history. Hidden within the smoke and ashes was a powerful truth. America's strength was not in its structures, but in its people and their unyielding determination to rebuild, no matter the cost.